I got a question from Phil. Where is the unconscious? I think I mislaid mine. Sometimes I pat myself on the back. It's my unconscious mind somewhere there. No, well, literally, we now know pretty much where the unconscious is based in terms of, neurology. Neuroscientists have been identified. We can identify what's going on in the brain activity. You're familiar, I'm sure, with the idea of hemispheric functioning, right hemisphere, left hemisphere, the right hemisphere affecting the left side of the body, the left hemisphere affecting the right side of the body, and we're pretty certain that the unconscious mind is more in the right brain than in the left brain. So if we look at the basic concept of hemispheric functioning, although they can adapt, if in mental illness or some brain injury, they can adapt and learn. But as we are now, basically the left brain controls all the conscious stuff, speech, etc., equations, mathematics, and all that stuff. And the right brain controls all the spatial experience, imagination, creativity, aha moment. Some people might say the creativity is a combination of the two. I've heard that said, even by neuroscientists. But I don't think that's true, because a lot of research, when they've looked into aha experiences, they've found something lights up on the right side of the brain, just around here. Something happens there when there's an intuition or an aha moment. Well, that's because of creativity. So I think the creativity is part of the unconscious. When you think about it, the conscious mind is not that creative. Come on, the conscious mind. How long phone numbers can you remember? How long a phone number? You're limited. George Miller talked about 7 plus or minus 2 digits or pieces of information you could handle consciously. That's pretty limiting. You can only think of maybe up to 10 items maximum simultaneously at any time. How can you be creative with that? It's pretty useless, right? You're having to go into your unconscious mind and say, get on with the job, be more creative for me. So I'm certain the creativity is actually in our right brain. So where is the unconscious? Well, it has to be in the right brain. And I think this is fascinating. Let me just... somebody asked me another question. It's not written down here, but the other day, and I'll share it with you, about insertive eye contact. I talk about insertive eye contact, and it's where you look at one eye or the other to communicate to the conscious or the unconscious mind. And they said to me, do you look at the eye? And I said, well, what you're doing is addressing the side of the face that's related to the hemisphere. So you're talking to the conscious mind. I'll talk to the right side of the face. So I'll talk here, this side of the face, in order to talk to the left brain, because they're cross-wired, okay, like that. So I'll talk to the right side of the face to talk to the conscious mind, and I'll talk to the left side of the face to talk to the unconscious mind. Okay? I'm getting all mixed up myself here. Okay. So, do you look in the eyes? Well, I said, well, we look in the eyes because it's socially acceptable to look in the eyes rather than up each nostril. But in fact, what we're doing is actually talking to a side of the body. The symmetry, we split down the middle. Think about it, okay? So we're talking to a side of the body. So you could talk to the right shoulder or left shoulder. You could talk to the right hand or left hand, right leg or left leg. If you really wanted to, think about this, because they're connected to hemispheres. So that's why I can hypnotize somebody by talking to somebody's left leg, because it's connected. I think you can talk to their right leg and put them into hypnosis as well. But I think if you want to really home in onto where the unconscious is based, you talk to the side of the body that's related to that particular hemisphere. So when it comes to eyes, each eye is like a complete person. This is where this changes. Each eye is like a complete person. That is, you've got the right half of an eye and the left half of an eye. How about that? So the right half of an eye in both eyes, the right half of both eyes is connected to the left brain. And the left half of both eyes is connected to the right brain. So if we're talking to the eyes, we really need to be talking to the part of the eye connected to the hemisphere. So where is the unconscious? Okay, let's follow all the research to date which says that the unconscious is probably based in the right hemisphere here. Okay. So if I want to talk to the unconscious, I have to talk to the left part of the left eye. Are you with me? If it wasn't difficult enough already, I'm telling you to talk to. Okay. But of course, that's really difficult because the person watching will just see you looking at their eye. Okay. So I recommend, if you want to develop this further, you actually look at the left side of their eye. So if I want to talk to your, let's say, so if I'm talking to the unconscious, I want to talk to the right brain, I need to talk to the left eye. Okay. But I don't just look here on the left side, I look just here. Are you with me? Because then it's more obvious I'm looking in the left side of the eye that's connected to the right hemisphere here. Okay. Also, by doing that, let me do it now. Okay, I'm going to look just here. I'll come back. See that slight difference? So it's really about when you look at the right eye, look just here. So you don't look directly at the eye. You look to one side, either side. And because you do that, your pupils start to dilate a little bit, which implies trance. Ooh, spooky stuff, right? Now we know this. Neuroscience tells us this is absolutely true and correct. So if we want to use that model from neuroscience, we can talk to the unconscious in this kind of very special way here by looking just here. Okay. Well, that's rather a long answer to your question, Phil. Where is the unconscious?